Hello. It is the 20th of February. It's Tuesday. It's vlog night. Well, we've been kind of getting a bit hit and miss on the vlog, and I didn't want to let a week go by without doing it. So we'll just start out with what's been happening and how I've been feeling. And yeah, it's not going great. Um, the last time I was on, I was quite positive and upbeat after a very stressful week of waiting for my certificate of application to come through, which did come through and everything was fine. Um, and then starting a new job. Um, I've started the job. The school's lovely. The school's wonderful. I went in for my first day yesterday. Um, the commute in wasn't too bad. The commute home, everything that could have gone wrong did. That's really not what I'm upset about. Um, I talked about the last time we were on about my rear extension. Um, last week, I think it was last week. Um, yeah, it was. It was the Wednesday I was home because I was still working at Loughborough then. The building inspector came to look at the first sort of stage of what we were doing, and the footings and stuff were down, and said, no, I'm not going to approve this because there's live gas line running underneath the property, that it's a shared gas supply, and you need firmer supports. And we were like, well, he goes, I want a structural engineer out here to look at this. And we tried getting a second opinion. Basically, they weren't going to budge. Um, anyway, estimates are that it could add another 12 to 14,000 to the project. It might not be that bad. The structural engineer came today. It sounded like there might be some other options, but anyway, my builder just said, look, I'm just giving this to you so you have the worst case scenario. Doesn't mean it's going to be that. Um, and I was like, oh, friggin' heck. Um, I have got an agreement in principle loan for the money. I've just got to get, I've switched over from permanent employment to contract employment. So, I mean, that's not necessarily a problem, especially the type of contracts I'm getting because they're very well paid. And they said, no, there's definitely lenders there. You just have to prove your income. You have to send about 2 months worth of pay slips in. And I'm like, oh, that won't be a problem. But anyway, I think it's just a case of the stress of everything from going from one extreme to the other. I was so happy. I thought, okay, finally we're getting somewhere. And then bang, this hits. And then I go to my first day of my new job, and I loved the school, but the journey home, I just sat there going, I cannot do this every night. They're going to see what they can work out, but it's just up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's really been gotten to me. And it's affecting everything. It's affecting training. I was supposed to be back in the armor for the first time today. I was going to make myself go to that. Um, I went up to, I have today off work. It's Tuesday and I get every other Tuesday off. I think I already said that. I went up to the allotment to feed the geese, and I was walking back and I was thinking, and I just said, don't do it anymore if you don't want to do it. Um, and I was really thinking about it and saying, look, you've had a good run with this stuff, but maybe it's time to stop. But then I thought about how I feel if I did give it up. And then I thought, no, you don't want to do that. Um, maybe cut back on it. I also feel when I don't go to training, I feel really guilty. And I told myself when I went back to Gibney's and when I started getting back into regular training again, not just training on my terms and with my friend, that if it ever got to the point, and this is what happened before, I would beat myself up over not going, even when I had um, a good reason for not going, like I was injured or I was sick. Or if I was just, tonight I'm just tired and stressed and I just really can't get it together to go to kickboxing tonight. So I've told myself, don't go. But if it ever got to that point, then it was time to stop. You know, don't do it anymore because it's something you like doing, but if it gets to that point where taking a little bit of a break from it causes you that much stress and anxiety, then it's time to let it go. And again, I was thinking maybe it's time to let it go. Um, but I don't want to let it go. Like I said, I'm going to not go tonight. Um, and, people who live with me think, you're going to go. Well, you know what? That's my decision. Um, because also I'm just so tired from the journey last night, and I've had the day off, and I've had a nice day just to go out with the engineer, and then going out with the geese, and I thought, just take another day. It's really, stuff the grading. You weren't even going to grade initially when you went back to Kidneys anyway. You know, wait till March. You just want to get 2 belts this year. So do it when you want to do it. Never mind everybody else. Never mind people that you were way ahead when you were there before who've now surpassed you. That was then, this is now. Um, and yeah, and I was kind of actually looking forward to getting back into the armor tonight, even though I was really nervous about it. But some things have happened, and some people can't make it, and it would have only been 2 of us, and I don't think they like doing it when it's just 2 people, because those 2 people end up probably having to be carried out of there. Just them fighting. All right. Anyway, I think it's just a case of yeah, I had all these big ambitions, and now it's just taking a little bit of a nosedive. And then things started to get a little bit better, and then boom. So yeah, that's where we're at. No, I'm not going to stop training. There's definitely things I want to accomplish before I decide I've had enough. Yeah, but I just don't think. I used to think, is it just because I'm getting older and I don't train at the intensity levels? And I really don't think that's it. It's like, yeah, you used to train 4 or 5 nights a week. Before you did your stick fighting, you did Andes, you did KSI, but that was all you did. You worked from home or you did supply teaching. You didn't have your allotment. You didn't have your animal rescue. You didn't have all this other stuff that you're doing. So, give yourself a little bit of a break. You've got other things going now that, are taking your time as well, and you have to allow time for those. Yeah, no, you're not slowing down. You've just got other things going. You don't have those nights like you had before just to devote to this. Anyway, right. Well, some good news. We have managed to do some cycling over the past few days, and we got 105 kilometers. So we'll just show. Oh, I didn't do it on the USA map. Okay, we will do it live. Okay, so I'll bring up the PowerPoint that I usually use when I do this. Where are you? Cycle challenges PowerPoint. Okay, yes, this is. So for the little Lands ND one, there was one I did 34. One I did 34, 35, 36. And then I've been on Right Lazy Git. Well, not really. I haven't just done anything. I was thought about, well, if you're not going to go to training, get on the bike. And I thought, no, don't. Do your bike nights on your bike nights. And last night was supposed to be a bike night, but I got home at 8:30 at night. Your kickboxing and martial arts nights and your stick fighting nights are those nights. Okay. So last time, let's just flip back. We got into crew. So that is crew. You barely see it. And then this is the other map here with the red line is where Land's End would be. And then the distance. It's really hard to get a whole UK map in. Okay, now with the 105 kilometers, this is crew down here, and we are already, it's about 98 kilometers to Leeds, but we'll give or take. Okay, and then this is the Land's End all the way to Leeds. So now we're in Leeds. Okay, so I forgot to do it on the main app, and this might actually get us out of main. So let's see, the last one we did, that was the one I made the mistake on. Oh, crap-a-doodle, where is it? Well, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Right. Okay, so that is, I will just copy it out. And we'll move this down to this slide here. Live as it happens. The vlog. That's not the one I. Oh, what? Okay. Try that again. That one. Don't be difficult. It's doing it again. Why is it doing that? All right. Okay, so, well, anyway, let's do this. This is where, let's 3, and we were just about here, just before Augusta, Maine. So just about maybe an inch or so before Augusta, Maine. Okay, so let's do it like this. Oh, did it copy it? Hang on a minute. Oh, you don't need Wally. There we go. Let's just do this. This was the last one. I had thought we went further than that. Okay, we were here. Okay, so that's the previous one. Okay, so now, if I want to make a copy of this, that's just my phone. Copy. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, why is it doing that? It's copying the one that I did before. Anyway. Okay, well, anyway, oh no, that's correct. All right, why is it doing little squiggly stuff down here? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why. Okay, we were to Lewiston. That's right. Okay, so what we'll do now is we will draw this one to Lewiston. Is there a pen drawing on here? There is. Okay, so then we'll just bring this up to speed with that one. So we are in Lewiston. Okay, and we have got 105 kilometers. So kilometers is here. So that looks like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. We'll just call it 100. So that is this sort of amount. You just got to guesstimate this. Which looks like it is going to take us down past Portland to, yeah, we'll say about there to just before the border of New Hampshire. I was hoping to get in New Hampshire for the New Hampshire primary, but right. Anyway, that's close enough, I think. Okay, so there we are. That's the USA Cycle Challenge. Will I get across the USA by 2025? I don't know. The way I'm feeling right now, I really just don't even give a shit. But yeah, I think I am starting to feel a little bit better, even though, because I'm just saying, look, just give yourself a break. But we'll see. We shall see. Right, that is, I know it's not the happiest of vlogs, but there you go. I had my last day at Loughborough last week. I'm not getting a half-term holiday. I think that's part of it. You're just a little bit tired. The commute last night was just horrendous. Not typical of what I would be doing. I mean, I said, look, I knew this commute was going to be hard. It took about 2 hours to get in, but it was very smooth. And so I was figuring, well, going home is going to take a little bit longer because, it just is in the afternoon. So 2.5. I said, look, I was prepared for that, but I'm not prepared for 5-hour commutes every night. That's just ridiculous. The woman at the agency is just kind of like, well, think about it. There's nights that I have to do that too. There's nights, this does happen. And I said, no, I understand. Public transport is a hit and miss, but if this is going to happen every single night, the problem is there's a couple of connections, and one train being late, you miss the next one, you miss the next one. Last night's commute was just terrible. I've left work on time, got to the train station just as the train that I wanted to take left the platform. I mean, I missed it by seconds. So I thought, there's the next one. And then I would have been fine. That would have been absolutely fine. I probably would have been home pretty close to the time I usually get home from, like, when I was working at Loughborough. Went over to the platform. I said, okay, when's the next train to Coventry? And they said, you have to go to the next platform, or no, sorry, platform 2, 4:15. That one goes to Manchester, but it stops in Coventry. Okay, all right, well, not too bad. Get there, delayed by 15 minutes. and it ended up being delayed by like a half an hour. So missed my connection from Coventry to Northampton. So I get to Coventry, have to wait 15 minutes now for the next train to Northampton. When I get to Northampton, um, that wasn't bad. Get to Northampton, get up to the bus station. The train and bus station are really close. It's like a 5 minute walk. Um, the number 10 bus was getting ready to, it was pulling in. I only had to wait about, 10 minutes for that. I buy a ticket, get on the bus, wait. We're waiting, 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 waiting. And then finally somebody goes up to the driver and says, "We should have left about 5 minutes ago. What's happening?" And he goes, "Oh, we have to wait for the engineer. The engine's not working." And she said, "Well, why didn't you tell us that? Um, you sold us tickets. You should have said something." And everybody was really giving the driver a hard time because that's ridiculous. We understand there are mechanical failures and the drivers just don't, that's not their fault really. But he should have said, before you buy a ticket, there might be a delay. Um, you might want to think about catching had to catch the later bus, which was like another, 40 minutes. And I was just like, oh, and I'm texting the woman at the agency going, "I can't do this every night." And she's like, "Oh, I don't think you'll have to. But there's nights that I don't get home till 9 o'clock at night." And I go, "Yeah, and you're probably making 70 grand, with all your commissions." And that's what it is. She doesn't want me to let the job go. And I don't want to let the job go because it is well paid and it is a lovely school. And she says, "Well, we'll see we'll talk to the school and see if they can work something out. Maybe you can leave 5 minutes early so you can catch that train." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe. We'll see." Um, anyway, I said, "Look, we have to work something out because," and the fact that, and I told her, I said, "Look, I don't mind going in on that Tuesday if I can leave a little bit earlier. If you can arrange the timetable so I can leave a little bit earlier, I don't mind going in on that Tuesday because there really is no benefit for me not to work on that Tuesday. I lose a day's pay, and plus I still have to pay the same amount in transport if I go in 9 days or if I go in for 10 days because I buy a week season ticket." So waiting to hear back on that. Again, feeling kind of blah, feeling like the voice in my head going, "Maybe you should go to training," but I know I'm going to feel when I get there. It's going to be a struggle to get through it. But I will snap out of it. Not always the happiest of vlogs, I know, but they all cannot be that way because you're human and you go through these things sometimes. Anyway, that is the vlog for kind of last week and this week. I will get on probably, I'm thinking about actually moving it to Friday or Saturday because it's just easier. By the time I get home, and Thursday nights, I'm going to go to training now because I can leave school earlier on Thursday. So I'll get home in time to go to kickboxing. And I just think I just need to have this day. And then by the time I get, but anyway, by the time I get back from there, it's kind of like, oh, maybe the vlog. Yeah, I might move to Friday or Saturday morning. I know everybody that watches this, all 5 or 6 of you, it's always been on a Thursday. Well, you know what? Things change. Right. I just want to say to Sven, if you haven't flown out already, have a great time in the Philippines and train your butt off. And yes, we will get back to our training together. Things are in motion for that to happen. And yeah, because the one thing I definitely do not want to give up is the KSI training. No way, never. Not until I at least have a black shirt. Right. Everybody have an amazing week. I will get there. I will get better. And